Hello, my name is Terry Foster, and I am seeking the position for the LDEC member at large, and I would hope for your consideration. I have been an ENA member for about 45 years. I was on the board. I was the president in 2023, and ENA is kind of like in my blood. It's part of my family, and I love it. I still do some committee work for ENA, but I thought this might be a neat way to just sort of kind of get back into some things and just have an input and obviously into the election process and for our candidates and things like that. I still work as a bedside ER nurse and still love that, teach TNCC, all that stuff, go to all the conferences and everything. So really like serving ENA as best I can. I'm seeking this position because I feel like that it is always something that I enjoyed. I actually was on the LDEC committee. It was called Nominations and Elections probably about 10 years ago, and enjoyed that very much. I think I was on it for 3 years. And then when I was on the board, obviously had interactions, but definitely in my officer roles. And I found that to be very interesting, and I enjoyed the process of vetting, interviewing candidates, also looking for potential candidates, things like that, and then mentoring them and helping them in the process in my connections with LDEC. And I very much appreciate the work that they do, and I think we need to continue to maintain the integrity for that committee, as well as perhaps the transparency, because there are some questions that people have. I feel like LDEC does a very good job, but some of our members may not have felt that way, and I would certainly work to promote what LDEC does and to continue kind of what our goals are to obviously have a fair election process, and that our potential candidates are mentored and supported as best we can. And I think that's a really crucial thing as ENA is kind of getting back together after some kind of tumultuous time. So I think that'd be really important, and I want to help that process. I feel like my role and purpose in the LDEC would be actually from the very beginning to see potential candidates who are really effective committee members or take leads at the local or state level to maybe coach them into, hey, are you interested in a potential role? You should think about this. You should look, check this out, those kind of things. I think starting there. But I also think that a big part would be to maintain the standards that we have, to make sure it's an impeccable process, that it's fair, it's equitable, we're inclusive at all levels, to keep an open mind with it. And I think I'm pretty good at doing those things and having an open slate with people. But I also think then it would be to where, as a member of that committee, I would help support. I would mentor that person, counsel them, suggest things to them, whatever I could do, hand holding, kind of guiding the process along. But also, the a little bit negative side of that is to be aware that I don't want to set somebody up for failure. And if we're guiding someone through a process who does not meet the competencies or is not up for the challenge, we don't want to set them up for failure. And to be able to, again, give them some very constructive criticism and suggestions and things like that for when to try again, because again, we don't want to put somebody in a role that they're not ready for. And I think that would be a crucial part of the committee.